from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Making headlines this morning, San Antonio police officers have shot and killed 10 people so far this year. Up next, how SAPD is reacting.
5 Americans held prisoner for years in Iran arrived back in the U.S. Up next, why there's controversy over their release and the money being used in the transaction.
Outside with live cam, just about the time we were getting used to some cooler morning temperatures, say lower 70s, Mother Nature has taken it off the table. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday. It is September 19th.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed Monday. And yeah, a little more humid this morning. Not as cold as it was yesterday.
Mid-70s, still not bad, though. Beggars can't be choosers. Mike Ostrage is here with more on that and a continuing discussion about that cool front for next week.
Yeah.
You're like, what cool front?
Next week?
Well,
right?
You were talking about those cooler temperatures.
Yes,
That's
sir.
not the only thing taken off the table.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, unfortunately. Right now, we do have a lot of clear skies. Yes, the humidity has returned. It's not like it's pushing back when you open up the back door, but you'll notice it when you step outside, like we were talking about, especially compared to yesterday. 77 right now, low 70s in the hill country. And these numbers now, just to compare to yesterday, we were down around 63, 62 for a dew point here in town. And we had some of those 50s in portions of the hill country. So yes, the dew point temperatures are up. So therefore, we do have some more humidity out there. A slight bit of a heat index. Feels like 79 at the airport. Same thing up the road at Canyon Lake. Mold is definitely on the high side. Fall elm, ragweed, both low. It is a green CPS Energy Conservation Day. Of course, you can always scan that QR code. And we do also, once again, have an ozone action day in effect for San Antonio, the metropolitan area, heading up in toward Austin. 74 this morning, a couple of clouds hanging around here, 1 or 2 clouds later on this afternoon, and 96 for a high temperature. We did hit 95 yesterday. A lot of sunshine, a couple of clouds here and there. Get used to this. By the way, the normal high right now is down to 89 degrees. So we're going to be averaging 5, almost 10 degrees above normal all week long. Fall does start officially on Saturday. Will that be in name only? Details on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Thank you, Mike. We are about 9.5 months into the new year, and in that time, San Antonio police officers have shot and killed 10 people. That's double what we saw last year. Now, in the last 2.5 weeks alone, officers have shot and killed 4 civilians. When those deaths happened Saturday night when police shot and killed a 46-year-old man who was holding a knife at a Southside apartment complex. Now, the new city budget opens the door for the San Antonio Police Department to add more than 100 new officers. However, some people are worried that will lead to more violence.
Right now, we're focused on putting more and more police on our streets. And frankly, the more officers you have on your streets, the higher the chances of having a deadly interaction with officers are. And we're feeding into that right now.
And KSAT asked the San Antonio Police Department how it plans to address the shootings. We didn't get a clear answer. The San Antonio Police Department said its officers' actions depend on what the suspects do.
The Biden administration defending the deal struck with Iran to release 5 American prisoners returning to the U.S. this morning.
However, critics of the deal say they are not satisfied with the explanation from the White House. And as ABC's Rhiannon Ali explains why.
This morning, controversy and confusion as 5 Americans held prisoner for years in Iran arrive back in the U.S. and reunite with their families after a stopover in Doha. The Biden administration celebrating the prisoner swap.
It means that husbands and wives, fathers and children, grandparents can hug each other again, can see each other again. So it's a day that I'm grateful for.
But not everyone is so pleased. As part of the swap, the Biden administration is granting clemency to 5 Iranians held in the U.S., and it will unfreeze $6 billion in Iranian oil revenues.
This involved the access by Iran to its own money that had accumulated in Korean Bank as the result of oil sales that Iran made.
The Biden administration says Iran has agreed to use the money only for humanitarian needs like food and medicine.
They're not getting cash. They can't just cut a check and pull out the money for whatever they want, whenever they want.
Republicans call it a ransom payment and warn Iran will use the money to fund terrorism.
Any reasonable person would conclude that Tehran is going to learn from this lesson that there's incentive to taking more Americans wrongfully. and using that to get payments, to get relief from sanctions.
The latest example of President Biden rewarding and incentivizing Tehran's bad behavior.
Iran's president has said Iran will use the $6 billion however it sees fit. But the Biden administration insists U.S. officials will approve each transaction. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
U.S. military officials say a debris field has been found in South Carolina during the search for an F-35 fighter jet that disappeared after a mishap on Sunday. The debris was found in Williamsburg County, some 2 hours northeast of Joint Base Charleston, which is now handing off command to the Marine Corps. The pilot safely ejected. On Monday, the Marine Corps acting commandant issued a 2-day stand down focused on safety and procedures to take place at some point this week for all aviation units, both inside and outside of the United States.
Officials in West Texas are sounding the alarm about an influx of migrant arrivals, and leaders from the Opportunity Center for the Homeless say El Paso is on the cusp of a third wave of migrants. Meanwhile, shelters in the area are already over capacity and have been for the last 3 weeks. City officials say the region has seen a spike of migrants at the border, averaging 1,200 people per day. The Opportunity Center says Customs and Border Protection are increasing the amount of people released on the streets. Border Patrol says the agency is working to safely process migrants while enforcing U.S. laws.
Filling up the gas tank hitting the wallet a little harder than usual lately. According to AAA, gas prices have risen to $3.88 a gallon nationally. That is the highest price so far this year, largely due to oil prices pushing past $92 a barrel. Prices are 20 cents higher than they were at the same time last year. They're now at least $4 or higher per gallon in 11 states. 436, 76 degrees.
And we've all heard that having too much salt is a bad thing, but what if you don't eat enough? Up next, we put some salt substitutes to the test for their health benefits and the taste.
Let's take a look at TransGuide cameras in and around San Antonio right now, looking live at I-10 at West Avenue. No problems to report there. And Stephen Cavazos will join us coming up at the top of the hour.
This week is officially the last week of summer, but it still feels like summer, especially in the afternoons. This morning, we're starting your day at 76 degrees. We'll be right back.
440, shaking the salt habit can be good for your health, but it can mean you're not getting the iodine you need or the flavor you want.
12 on your sides, Marilyn Moritz looks at salt substitutes to keep your heart healthy and your taste buds happy.
I'll usually use some dry herbs, some lemon juice, or apple cider vinegar. It all depends on what I'm making.
Marcia Cameron cuts the salt because she has high blood pressure. But cutting iodized salt can also mean shorting yourself on iodine, important for a healthy thyroid. Table salt may be a good source of iodine, but cardiologists say it makes more sense to get it through the foods we eat. Good natural sources of iodine are fish and shellfish. Most adults need about 150 micrograms a day. You can get that in just 3 ounces of cod. Dairy is also a good source. 3/4 cup of plain non-fat Greek yogurt has about half the iodine you need in a day. And tried seaweed snacks? Some give you almost all of your daily iodine. But sometimes you just crave that salty flavor. Consumer Reports also tested some popular salt alternatives. Some even supply iodine.
We wanted to determine how the products worked as a salt swap to see if we could tell the difference and if they were better or worse than regular salt.
At the top, light salt. It's a blend of iodized salt and potassium chloride. This tasted the closest to table salt with half the sodium. Next, MSG. It has 60% less sodium than salt. It adds umami, which bumps up flavor. Nutritional yeast added good savory flavor. Potassium chloride salt was quite bitter, and seaweed flakes have a fishy flavor but don't add much saltiness. As for Marcia, she'll try these in her cooking, but just a pinch.
If you use sea salt, kosher salt, or pink Himalayan, you should know they're not considered great sources of iodine. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
And the time now is 4:42 and 75 degrees for now.
Up next, why one state known for its amazing fall foliage every year in the Northeast is now taking drastic measures to keep the crowds away.
Plus, we're going front and center with a nonprofit that helps military veterans and first responders with their mental health. And welcome back. It is 4:45. Residents of a Vermont town have convinced town leaders to close roads during the height of fall foliage season to keep crowds away. ABC's Will Reeve has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, foliage wars.
It's a real problem.
If you're hoping to see the awe-inspiring autumnal display of red, orange, and yellow leaves filling the landscape of Vermont's famed Sleepy Hollow Farm, think again.
Okay, guys, this is insane.
A social media frenzy has made this the must-see location for leaf peeping.
This area is kind of quintessential Vermont. It's hilly, it's treed, it's got a lot of maples. But about 5 years ago, all of a sudden, we just saw this massive explosion in the numbers of people coming.
But now residents have asked authorities to close down the road.
This is all private residences on this road. There's no public tourist destination. So that becomes a real problem.
So who will win this battle? It's all coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Will Reeve, ABC News, Manchester, Vermont.
For veterans and first responders, opening up about any problems they may be experiencing is sometimes a conversation easier had with someone who can relate to their story.
All right, Jonathan Goto spoke with a nonprofit that's on the front lines to healing.
My career took me in several different directions, and I saw quite a few challenges that I just wasn't anticipating.
Robert Greer worked in law enforcement and was assigned to a Crimes Against Children Task Force and the FBI Cybercrime Task Force.
And without going into great detail, there were some cases that just impacted me personally that I just could not bring to a successful conclusion, that it just weighed on my heart.
That, coupled with a few injuries and medical conditions, he says, sent him on a downward spiral that cost him his career, his possessions, and eventually his family.
And when that happened, then I was finally ready to do whatever it took to get the help that I really needed.
Greer says the help that made a difference in his life came when the Frontline Healing Foundation stepped in. It's a nonprofit organization that serves our nation's warrior class.
So whether that be veterans, first responders, active duty military, police, fire, EMS, that are seeking treatment for substance abuse due to their PTS and their line of duty.
As a Navy veteran and former law enforcement professional, Jordan says she also struggled with her mental health.
We take care of our warfighters when they go in, and we need to be taking care of them on the way out.
The foundation provides funding for individuals to attend treatment programs whose insurance may not cover the treatment or they can't afford it.
Poured my heart and soul out to them, told them everything that I was going through, and I was willing to invest in myself because others were willing to invest in me. They can point you towards the people that you really need to speak with, but above all else, open up. That is the thing that will set you free, is just open up.
Reporting front and center, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
And a quick check of the roads with TransGuide, looking over at I-10 at West Avenue where things are moving. Looks sort of quiet this morning, at least so far at 4:48 a.m.
It is, yeah, no accidents. The only major construction we've got going on is Highway 90, both east and westbound. Westbound at 36th, eastbound at Leon Creek, a little bit over by Pat Booker Road.
And of course, you can't forget good old 1604, but
you never forget good old 1604, which is going to eventually be new 1604.
Right.
Right.
That was an adventure.
All right, a little more humid when you step outside this morning, and that's going to be the trend all week long. Morning humidity, it'll drop somewhat in the afternoon, but we're going to have really hot, high temperatures. Summer just is not giving up. This is the official last week of summer.
Officially.
On paper, in name only. Summer begins early Saturday morning, but it's only on the calendar. What a beautiful picture, though. A couple of lingering clouds and those nice little blooms right there. It's a beautiful picture. Thank you very much for that one, Peggy. And we've got a lot of clear skies right now. May have a couple of clouds popping up this morning. And like I said, the humidity is definitely up, and that's helping to hold temperatures a little bit warmer than yesterday. We've got low 70s in the hill country, mid-upper 70s in and around the metropolitan area. And again, these numbers, mid and even upper 60s around here. Not like when we had it, earlier in the summer when it was mid 70s, but still it is more humid. As a matter of fact, these numbers have gone up here in town. Dew points up 6 degrees compared to this time yesterday, 5 in Kerrville, 1 Pleasanton. So, just a little more, and then it drops down in the afternoon like we usually see, that kind of cycle we go through, but still hanging around here just enough, even low 60s. And when you have mid and leaning toward the upper 90s, we will have, you'll notice it. We'll have a bit of a heat index to deal with. And then as we go into the next couple of days, we'll go again through that same cycle where it's going to be more humidity in the morning and then drops down in the afternoon. We'll bottom out at 74 this morning. And again, a couple of clouds here and there. 88 at noon. 89 is the normal high temperature. So right afternoon is when we get up to our normal, and then we top off at 96 later on this afternoon. Now, of course, yesterday we did have one or two of those little pop-up showers. There's those rogue showers just because things heated up and there's no lid on the atmosphere. If one or two of them pops up here or there today, yeah, possibility. Consider yourself fortunate. It's not going to amount to too much, but otherwise, nothing as far as rain in the forecast. Now, up to the north, watch out if you got any travel plans up here for some potentially stronger storms. And notice how everything's moving just about straight west to east. There's our friend, not really that high, which is down there parked over northwestern Mexico. That is keeping things, again, this kind of zonal pattern in the upper levels of the atmosphere. So you don't get any good rainmakers down here, and their temperatures stay very consistent. And that thing's going to kind of move in almost on top of us as we go in through the next couple of days, which is why we're going to be heating up over the next few days. Now, the front that we've been talking about, we were talking about this yesterday. Yes, that is still going to develop, but now it doesn't look like it's going to come through here. It's just going to sort of linger in the area into next week. It may touch off a stray shower or two Sunday, Monday. Yeah, if something pops up, great, but otherwise, temperatures really aren't going to be going much of anywhere. We are going to be staying in the 90s all the way through the forecast period and into next week. Maybe little fluctuations here and there, but yeah, it's still looking like long range. Now, some computer models have it come through, some don't, but I mean, it's just not one of those that's going to come gangbusters on through here. So,
indeed, Steph.
It stays warm. Even in next week.
Okay, well, maybe the week after that, right? Let's look at those models.
Just keep your fingers crossed. Keep
all right, we will. Thank you, Mike.
Big money, not a cold front. 452, 75 degrees.
Up next, some big news for Olivia Rodrigo, plus why Bill Maher is reversing course and not restarting his show amid the Hollywood strikes.
The lottery numbers: pick 3, 0, 8, 9, Fireball 6. Daily 4 numbers: 4, 1, 3, 7, Fireball 5.
Cash 5, 9, 15, 18, 23, 24. Texas two-step 2, 9, 26, 34. Bonus ball 22. And your Powerball numbers: 2, 21, 26, 40, 42, Powerball 9, Power Play 3. Good luck.
The strikes in Hollywood delay more shows, plus Katy Perry sells her music catalog.
For the latest what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
Thank you. Bill Maher, the latest talk show host, reversing course and not restarting his show amid the Hollywood strikes. On social media, Maher writes that his decision to return to work was made when it seemed like there was no end in sight to the strike. But now that both sides have agreed to go back to the table, he'll delay the return of Real Time on HBO. Others recently making the same reversal include Drew Barrymore, Jennifer Hudson, and The Talk. Writers and the studios are set to resume contract talks tomorrow.
I hate to give the satisfaction asking how you're doing now. How's the castle built of people you pretend to care about?
Olivia Rodrigo has the guts to be number one. Her new album, Guts, debuts atop the Billboard 200 album chart. And her single Vampire climbs back to number one on the Billboard Hot 100 singles chart. That makes Rodrigo the first woman to have her first two albums debut at number one in 9 years, since Ariana Grande did it back in 2014. Katy Perry knows a thing or two about number one albums and songs, and her hits are apparently worth a lot. She just sold the catalog rights to the 5-hit albums she made with Capitol Records between 2008 and 2020. Billboard cites sources as saying the deal was worth $225 million.
Welcome to The Tonight Show. You're here.
And happy birthday to Tonight Show host Jimmy Fallon. He's 49 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson.
ABC News, Hollywood. 4:57 right now on your Tuesday morning.
And U.S. military officials say debris field has been found in South Carolina during the search for F-35 fighter jet that disappeared. Up next, an update on the pilot that ejected and new safety procedures that are being put into place.
Plus, San Antonio ISD proposing closing 19 schools as part of what they're calling a right-sizing plan versus downsizing. Up next, watch which schools would close and when.
And a quick check of the roads with TransGuide. Looking at the same shot over here at I-10 at West Avenue, where Things are looking pretty good right now. Also looking okay there at Loop 1604 at Petranco Road. But Stephen Cavazos is in the studio now, and we're going to get an update from him after the break.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
I'm ABC's Justin Finch with new details on the apparent discovery of a debris field in the search for a missing U.S. military fighter jet in South Carolina. That story coming up.
And looking out there with live cam, starting in the 70s, but not quite feeling like yesterday morning. We're warming up a little bit gradually.
And good morning to you. It's Tuesday, September 19th.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you had a good week. It was only Monday. It felt like the week was long already. I don't know, for some reason, for me personally. But I mean, here we are at Tuesday and just still keeping our fingers crossed for maybe relief off into the future.
Everything she just said. Mike Osterhage, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. I hate to be kind of the bearer of somewhat not great news. So it's going to, summer is still, officially here for the next week, or the rest of this week, I should say. And fall begins Saturday morning, only on the calendar, in name only, just to give you a little hint at the long range forecast. 76 degrees right now. The bottom number is at 68, the dew point temperature. That has gone up from this time yesterday. Yesterday was kind of pleasant. You stepped outside. We had these much lower dew points around here. Now humidity is back somewhat. And then it's still going to be a very, very hot day. 96 for a high temperature today. We're going to be averaging 5-10 degrees above normal. That's going to be the trend all week long. The aquifer yesterday went down 0.6 of a foot. Mold is still on the high side. It actually went up from the previous day's count. Fall elm and a little bit of ragweed are also showing up. Somewhat of a heat index to deal with this morning. Not too bad. It's not like when you walk outside and this, you run into a wet towel or anything like that. But in some places, there's a slight, hint of a heat index to deal with some of that extra humidity out there. Also, ozone action day again today for the metropolitan area, heading up I-35 in toward Austin. So today, mostly sunny. Yep, it's going to be a hot one. Like I said, mid-90s, and then plenty of sunshine, and even hotter the rest of the week. We're rolling up a degree, maybe a couple of degrees throughout the rest of the week. The weekend, mid-90s. There's a very small chance for a shower Sunday, maybe Monday, as this front kind of lingers in the area, but it's going to be lingering to the north. Always these first fronts, they never, they hint at wanting to come through here and never really quite make it through. So what that means is we'll still be on the warm side of it. We're still going to be in the 90s going into next week. All the details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Getting ready to hit the road. Traffic authorities. Stephen, morning, sir. What's going on?
Not a bad morning over here, Mike. Thankfully, we're seeing some pretty quiet roads there at 1604 Petranco, but let's get a wider look at TransGuide and check out those that pavement out there. You can really just see maybe two folks getting on by this early in the morning, and as always expected, the issues that we spot tend to be very small. Nothing major slowing folks down, but if you are heading out the door in the next few minutes or so, just take your time. No need to rush. You see plenty of green on the screen, so that's great news if you are just waking up and getting the day started early. If your destination is right here in the Alamo City, let's take a look at those travel times for Pleasanton. It's still pretty pleasant with 27 minutes along I-37 northbound. US 90, we have about a 28-minute commute time for anyone that's heading in from Castroville this early. And it's never too bad to head in that early. And the arrival from Lytle along I-35 northbound should take you about 15 minutes. But again, no delays as we take a look here at TransGuide. 1604 Petranco, traffic's just getting moving. I'll keep a close eye on things, and I'll have another update for you in the next few minutes. Steph?
Thank you, Stephen. San Antonio ISD staff is proposing to close 19 schools in the district as part of its right-sizing plan's initial recommendation. Now, these are the schools that the district is proposing for closure. 17 would close in the 2024-2025 school year, and the other 2 would close in the following school year due to renovations scheduled at schools that would receive relocated students. Now, the staff's recommendation packages also included details on the school buildings the district proposes to redesign, relocate, co-locate, or merge in the next few school years. It also determined which students and teachers would be relocated as part of the process. Among the other recommendations were 3 school mergers, 2 grade reconfigurations, 1 relocation, and 1 co-location. 23 campuses getting relocated individuals.
How is that going to be funded? Okay, so the reality is this: right sizing, it is what we're doing is we're making better use of our resources.
School board plans to vote on the final recommendation package on Monday. November 13th following an additional round of community input.
A 12-year-old boy accused of taking a gun to the Jubilee Academy Charter School on the southeast side. He was detained by San Antonio police yesterday. This morning, police are trying to figure out how the boy got a hold of it. Investigators kept everyone in the building in their rooms for about 2.5 hours while they removed the boy and the gun from campus. Police say the boy showed the gun to his friends, who immediately told staffers. No one was hurt.
Local girl says someone recorded her in a dressing room at a store at La Cantera. Now an attorney says his clients believe the store should also be held responsible. John Paul Baraja spoke to the attorney and the girl's mother.
I think he was recording me. I know he has me on camera. I saw his phone recording, and her voice is just shaking really bad.
It's a phone call one mother says she'll never forget. Her 14-year-old daughter called her from the Forever 21 at La Cantera, where she says she saw a phone pointed up at her underneath her changing room door.
Yeah, it's awful. It's awful. You can't take that back. You can't, rewind it. It's heartbreaking.
The woman asked that both she and her daughter remain anonymous. And as much as they want to forget going back to school shopping on August 11th, it's a day that continues to haunt her daughter.
She's feeling really bad about herself. She feels violated.
The 14-year-old took a picture of the man who she says is responsible. But KSAT is blurring his face because San Antonio police have not identified a suspect and no arrests have been made. Now the family's attorney, Adam Cortez, says they also want Forever 21 to be held accountable.
Forever 21 was aware of this man. They recognized him from his distinctive sneakers and had prior complaints about him, yet was still able to enter the store and enter the unisex dressing room. So that's a bit disturbing.
Now, Cortez says his clients have filed a claim with Forever 21 for negligence, but they hope they can come to an agreement without having to go to a lawsuit. We also reached out to Forever 21 yesterday afternoon around 4:30, but have not heard back yet. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
The news this morning, the search for answers continues today now that debris from that missing F-35 fighter jet has been found.
For more than 24 hours, there was no sign of the jet after a pilot safely ejected himself on Sunday. As ABC's Justin Finch reports, the military now working to understand what caused the aircraft to crash and why it took so long to find the wreckage.
In South Carolina, a military mystery. Investigators converging at a debris site with burn areas and downed trees that is presumed connected to the crash of that missing F-35 fighter jet. That jet among the most sophisticated on Earth, with a $100 million plus price tag, was undetected for more than 24 hours. Officials say that F-35 vanished Sunday afternoon. The pilot safely ejecting near Joint Base Charleston after reports of an undisclosed mishap in the cockpit. The debris located in Williamsburg County, about 2 hours northeast. A military spokesman reporting that the pilot was in stable condition after being rushed to a medical center. But there was no sign of that jet itself, prompting the base to post this on social media, urging if you have any information that may help our recovery teams locate the F-35, please call the Base Defense Operations Center. Charleston area Congresswoman Nancy Mace posting on X, "How in the hell do you lose an F-35? We knew the F-35 was stealth, but this is ridiculous." The jet, which the U.S. Marines operate, is equipped with a transponder, a beacon designed to signal where the aircraft crashed. Military radar is designed to monitor the jet's location, but in this case, it took longer.
If there was, say, an electrical failure on board where the transponder, the beams out to the radar, was no longer functioning, then it becomes a stealth aircraft, essentially invisible to radar. At that point, it would have disappeared off air traffic control radar screens, and who knows where it ended up.
The Marines' acting commander has now called for a 2-day safety stand-down to review aviation safety and best practices, noting 3 Class A aviation mishaps in just the last 6 weeks. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
509, 75 degrees.
San Antonio River Authority wants to know what you think about its plans to improve creekways in the Alamo City. Up next, what neighbors are asking from those officials and how you can get involved too.
Outside with live cam, mid-70s here in the Alamo City on your Tuesday morning. This would take a live look at San Antonio International Airport and some early bird commuters along Loop 410. Traffic and weather updates still to come. Welcome back. The San Antonio River Authority trying to restore 11 miles of West Side Creekways.
And people living there will have the chance to learn more about that project. The SA River Authority and several other partners are hosting a series of sessions to tell people about the progress being made on those creekways. And the first session was last night.
When folks come to one of our public meetings this week, they're going to hear from us, the San Antonio River Authority. They're going to hear from the Corps of Engineers, our partner, and they're going to hear about the project and where it's at. It's a chance for the public to weigh in before things the project gets too far along.
And if you want to get involved in the discussions, there would be several more meetings left, and we have them listed for you on our website right now at ksat.com.
Approaching 514, 75 degrees.
Up next, why some Twitter users may soon have to pay to use the service.
Plus, first look at a new electric air taxi factory and where it will be constructed.
Now's the time for cleaner indoor air with an air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer. You've known us for carpet cleaning, but we've been cleaning air ducts for over 20 years. We do things the right way, cleaning your entire system. So if you need an air duct cleaning, call 1-800-STEAMER today.
And squish, and squish. Okay, good. Keep squishing, fingers relaxed. And squish. Great. Thank you. Good job.
Squish the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
Once in a lifetime, it's never enough. Never enough. When I wear diamonds, I feel powerful. I feel on top of the world. Diamonds, diamonds. Diamonds for all. Pandora, lab-grown diamonds.
The right age for Neutrogena retinol? That's whenever you want it to be. It has derm-proven retinol that targets vital cell turnover, even skin tone, and smooths fine lines with visible results in just 1 week. Neutrogena retinol.
517, Amazon has announced the dates for its next Prime Day deals. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has details in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Amazon's kickoff to holiday shopping. The new Prime Big Deal Days will be October 10th and 11th, and just like July's Prime Day, you'll have to be a Prime subscriber to take advantage of most of the savings. Expect big discounts on tech, clothes, and lots of other items. Twitter, now called X, may not be a free platform for much longer. Elon Musk says X is moving to a small monthly payment for all users. He claims it's the only way to fight bots on the site. Musk did not say how much the subscription will cost or when it will take effect. And Ohio will be the home of the first facility in the U.S. to manufacture flying taxis. The state is teaming up with a California-based company to produce electric planes. They'll be able to take off and land vertically and carry 4 passengers up to 100 miles. Production begins in 2025. So all that science, technology, and research, but 100 miles is all they can chauffeur it? Those are your Tech Bites.
Nice play.
I'll
give him that. Yes,
Yeah.
I was proud of that one.
Yeah, he was. He knows it was a good one.
Like, look what I did.
Yeah. Well,
Stephen, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Keeping an eye here on the ground. Obviously not spotting anything in the skies, but we're seeing some pretty quiet roads, which is good. If you're getting your morning started, take a look outside. Let's see what you can expect on these TransGuide cameras, because what I've been seeing is just some pretty quiet roadways. That's always expected this early in the morning as we take a look there at 35 at New Braunfels. Morning is off to a pretty decent start, but we don't want to speak too soon on it because usually things start to change within the next 30 to 45 minutes. So just take your time if you're heading out the door. No need to rush. Quick look at our map. We just see a lot of green on the screen. And again, that's always expected, but another thing that we tend to see overnight is some of the construction. One of the areas where we have been keeping a close eye on is right here on Loop 410 over on the west side of San Antonio. We have road work that is current tonight, actually begins at 9 in the evening and should wrap at 5 in the morning. It's a pretty quick project, but during that time, we're going to see a single northbound main lane closure from Old Pearsall Road to Medina Base Road. Obviously, a lot of information this early in the morning as you're sipping your cup of coffee, but why don't you scan this QR code? That's going to take you directly to our KSAT traffic page. Of course, as you know, there is a full list of all the closures in our area. A lot happening this week, so just plan your commute ahead of time. A lot of that overnight work, Mike. So the good news is a lot of those crews out there really don't have to battle the heat, but, it's a 24-hour job.
Yeah, because, even though we're not talking about triple digits, it's only 3-4 degree, handful of degrees below that. So, yes, it is still going to be very, very hot in the afternoons. At least we'll get rid of some of the humidity. Great picture of some of the autumn gourds that have been harvested. So it is harvest season for some of those vegetables and some of the fruits out there. Thank you very much for that KSAT Connect picture. All right, lots of clear skies over there by the airport. We may have 1 or 2 clouds that are going to be popping up later on this morning, and then, a couple of them hanging out there later on this afternoon. All right, check out the tropics right now, and this is the latest storm. Pretty well defined, kind of a classic look, well out there in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. It is Hurricane Nigel, Category 1 storm. It may gain a little bit of strength, but this thing's just going to zip off into the North Atlantic, so it's not unlike what Lee did when it affected right around northern New England, up there around Maine. This is not going to have any impact on the United States whatsoever. So as far as our forecast today, we are going to be dropping down maybe another couple of degrees here and there. All this humidity tends to keep temperatures up just slightly. And like I said, 1 or 2 clouds, 88 at noon. Normal high, average 89. So we're already going to be up there at noon. Then we add to that. And that's going to be the trend, to be anywhere from say 5 to almost 10 degrees above normal across the board for high temperatures, and that will be the case all week long. So here's the one of the computer models, the long range models, and I'm looking at Sunday because that's when this front that's up to the north is going to kind of edge into the area. And again, computer models are not in agreement as to what this thing is going to be doing. So this particular computer model really doesn't have much as far as any rain. Anything stays well up to the north of us. And this is the one that wants to really keep it up there to the north. Maybe a few extra clouds here or there, and that would be about it. Here's a different long range computer model. This one is a little more aggressive with the front trying to move on through here. And as far as rain, now again, kind of a broad brush, only 20% chance for a stray one here or there. But this one likes to have that front moving on through, which I think is kind of overdoing things a bit. Temperatures may drop down a little bit, but it's still looking like this thing is just going to sort of hang out right up to the north of us, therefore keeping us in the 90s. So no blast of really fall air anytime in this forecast. We're going to be staying very hot to send out summer. 97 on Saturday. Actually, fall officially begins just before 2 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Sure ain't gonna feel like it. Same thing for Sunday and Monday. Yes, we will be down somewhat, a couple of extra clouds around here, 92, but I mean, that's still going to be 3, almost 4 degrees above normal. So it's not like this thing's really gonna usher in any that much cooler air.
Does Mother Nature have our customer service hotline? Can we? Do we need to check in? Do we need to make some calls, Mike?
You can, but you're probably going to be, sitting there. Yeah, one of those, and it's going to be. Yeah. Let me talk to a live person.
Sure.
Live.
Just send an email.
Yeah, I can see that whole thing playing out here as we wait for truly fall weather. 523, 75 degrees.
And coming up next, a first look at a new film that profiles Mike Vick, who blew up his career with Disco Demolition Night, then reinvented minor league baseball.
526 as Major League Baseball pennant races heat up. The minor league season is winding down.
A new documentary looks at a man who's made his mark on both in unexpected ways. CNN's David Daniel has a pitch in today's Hollywood Minute.
All the fun stuff that happens at baseball games, fireworks, giveaways, you name it, they invented it.
We're going to do something that are going to make people sit up and take notice.
The saint of second chances profiles Mike Veeck, son of legendary baseball team owner and promoter Bill Veeck. Mike blew up both of their careers with Chicago's infamous Disco Demolition Night, then worked his way back into the game, reinventing independent minor league baseball with the St. Paul Saints, where he gave former superstar Darryl Strawberry his own shot at redemption. Directors Morgan Neville and Jeff Malmberg call it a truly American story.
He's a kind of a fabulist, that he's about inventing things and kind of being outside of the norm and just pushing boundaries in that way.
And he's still pushing. At age 72, Veeck says he's itching to get back in the game.
I'm on the prowl. I'm on the hunt for an independent team somewhere. I would love to be in New Orleans, you know, Joliet somewhere, minor league baseball.
The Saint of Second Chances, featuring Charlie Day as the younger Mike Veck, premieres today on Netflix. Rounding third and heading for home in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Speaking of minor league ball, our San Antonio Missions begin the playoffs in Amarillo later today. Good luck, guys.
Against the Sod Poodles?
Yeah, against those Sod Poodles. Playoffs begin.
Time now, 5:27 and 75 degrees for now.
Tired of higher gas prices? You are not alone. Up next, why gas prices are staying high and when they could finally start to go back down.
Plus, iPhone users have a bunch of new features to use. We're going to check out what's included in the latest update.
It's time to spruce up your gardens for the fall. I'm Sarah Acosta. Coming up, we show you how to make a homemade trellis for your climbing plants, and this one will cost you probably under $10.
Making headlines this morning, gas prices remain high despite the end of summer travel season.
It's getting crazy. My car used to be $40 to fill up. Now it's $69.45. I'm over it.
Up next, why prices at the pump continue to be high, even though they typically start going down this time of year.
And when I was driving around yesterday, I mean, it was a little less humid, but the heat was still there. I got late to picking up my daughter, so that means I have to park a little further away, and I had to take out the umbrella, and no rain, just for the shade. But yeah.
Despite the fact we had a couple of those little pop-up showers yesterday, one or two folks got it, but it was just really hot, and you'll need that for some shade as well. Yeah, what's with the gas prices? Did I see right the other day? $1 or $3?
A buck.
$3.59 or something?
Yes. Yes.
Highest all year so far.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So be prepared for that as well.
Pain at the pump.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yes, and you're going to get really hot if you're standing out there. If you're
pumping gas
under the little awning,
right.
Pumping gas. You got to find one of the pumps where the sun is just, the right place so you can get the shade, because it's definitely going to be hot, and the best time to pump the gas is actually going to be this morning. 76 degrees right now. Dew point is at 68, so that's actually up compared to what it was yesterday. We had that nice little break yesterday, and temperatures around the area, low 70s. We had some 60s in parts of the hill country yesterday. It was in the lower 60s yesterday, and we had those very, very dry conditions as well, drier conditions. Now, we do have moisture here at the surface, but upstairs in the atmosphere, the water vapor imagery, that darker shade of gray just means a lot of dry air up there, which means a lot of beautiful blue skies today. We do have mold on the high side, fall elm, ragweed are low. Ozone Action Day, so talking about filling up the tank, better off, you're not going to be standing out there in the bright sunshine later on this afternoon. If you can do this earlier on in the day or wait till later on this evening, that Ozone Action Day is in effect for the metropolitan area going up toward Austin. 88 degrees today at noon, which is already just about the normal high temperature, and then add to that, so we're going to be 7 degrees, normal high is 89, 7 above normal. That will continue to be the trend all week long, averaging 5 to 10 degrees above the normal high temperatures. This is the last official full week of summer. Summer ain't going anywhere. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority. Still good on the roads?
So far, Mike, as we get a look around town, we have a shot at 35 at Southwest Military, and you can see not a lot going on, and that's always expected. Anyone that has to hit the roads in the next few moments shouldn't encounter too many problems, but you may see a few more folks out there. Perfect example there at 37 at Pecan Valley. We have a few more people waking up and hitting the roads, getting the day started early with us. But check your vehicles before you get your morning rolling here, because we at least have one stalled vehicle reported along 410 eastbound at Nacogdoches Road. Not causing an issue, but hey, make sure that you watch out anytime you see those emergency lights or flashing lights. Move over or slow down. Wider look at our map still shows the same story. Lots of green on the screen, so that means plenty of roadways for you, but just be on the lookout, although we're not spotting delays, we want you to take your time this morning. I-10 eastbound, if you're heading in from Bernie, that journey should be about 23 minutes. 281 southbound from Bulverde is a 25-minute drive time, and 24 minutes along 35 southbound from New Braunfels. Enjoy the space on the roads while you can, because it will get crowded in the next hour or two, but I'll keep a close eye on things, have more updates for you in the next few minutes. Mark?
Thank you, Stephen. Prices at the pump normally drop after Labor Day and the end of the summer driving season.
However, that is not the case this September. As CNN's John Lawrence reports, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says she expects energy prices will, quote, stabilize soon.
Filling up the tank is hitting the wallet a little harder than usual.
I'm paying double what I used to pay.
Gasoline prices rose to $3.88 per gallon nationally on Monday, according to AAA. That's the highest they've reached thus far this year, largely due to oil prices pushing past $92 per barrel.
It's getting crazy. My car used to be $40 to fill up. Now it's $69.45. I'm over it.
Although the current national average is below the all-time record high of $5.02 in June 2022, they are 20 cents higher than they were at this time last year.
You know, everything is so expensive nowadays. So you go up 5 cents, you go up a penny, that's going to do some type of impact in your life.
Pump prices are now at least $4 or higher per gallon in 11 states, including Arizona, Colorado, and Oregon, according to AAA.
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. I never thought that it would ever get to this, but it is the reality of the situation right now.
Gas in the Golden State costs a mint. California commuters have seen them shoot up 49 cents over the past month.
Wow, I should go buy a lottery ticket. It's like $95 even. Yeah, on the dot. So, but yeah, I'm probably gonna need to win the lottery after like paying for this gas. So
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
In other headlines, disgraced lawyer and convicted killer Alex Murdaugh has worked out a plea deal with the federal government on charges he stole millions of dollars from clients. A judge must still approve the deal. Murdaugh expected to appear in court Thursday and officially plead guilty to 22 federal charges that include fraud and money laundering. He faces up to 30 years in prison. Murdaugh was a personal injury lawyer and was accused of stealing money from his clients.
For the first time in U.S. history, the national debt has hit a milestone, topping $33 trillion. So this as the nation heads toward a possible government shutdown at the end of the month. Over the weekend, House Republicans considered a short-term proposal that would cut spending for most federal agencies and bring back to life tough Trump-era border initiatives. So far, Congress hasn't reached a deal unless Congress can pass a dozen appropriation bills or agree to a short-term extension of federal funding at existing levels. The U.S. will face its first government shutdown since 2019.
Well, it wasn't an escapee from the Country Bear Jamboree attraction, but a wild black bear managed to be the star of its own show at Walt Disney World. The bear was eventually captured yesterday. The presence of the bear in a tree at Disney's Magic Kingdom delayed the opening of Frontierland, Liberty Square, and Adventureland. Disney World staffers say staffers with Florida Fish and Wildlife helped capture and relocate that bear. Wildlife officials say it was likely in search of food or maybe that little pot of honey.
Aww. Time now, 5:37 and 75 degrees right now.
A Texas school in the spotlight once again for penalizing a student over his hairstyle. Up next, why the school says its dress code is not in conflict with the Crown Act just passed by the state.
And looking out there with live cam starting in the mid-70s, and we do believe that summer is just in love with us here in San Antonio and does not want to let go. So we're going to check in with Mike for all those details coming up. And welcome back. It's 5:41. San Antonio police say one man tried to use a machete to end an argument. They say he brutally attacked another man with it. Katrina Weber has that story live from the downtown area. And Katrina, we understand the suspect in this case also ended up in the hospital.
Well, that's right. Police say that the weapon that he used to attack that other man also was used on him. Police found both of those men at a home on the southwest side of town on a street called Pitlock Avenue near Palo Alto Road. They say the trouble started around 2:30 this morning when that suspect showed up at the home of his ex and then began arguing with the other man who already was there. Police say the suspect then began cutting that man with a machete, causing serious injuries to his arm. At some point, police say the man who was being attacked was able to wrestle away the machete and strike back, and the suspect also was wounded on his arm and head. The police say that suspect put up a struggle with them, and they had to sedate him before he could be taken to a hospital. The man who they're calling the victim in this case, they say that he suffered life-threatening injuries, and he also is at a hospital. Reporting live near downtown, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. This morning, a Houston area school is defending its decision to suspend a student for his hairstyle due to a dress code violation.
ABC's Lionel Moyes explains how a new Texas law is factoring into this unique situation.
A Texas school is once again in the spotlight for penalizing a student over his natural hair.
We're going to fight this fight.
Daryl George's mother says the 17-year-old has been punished for more than 2 weeks, held in school suspension because of his dreadlocks, which the school claims violates the dress code. The suspension was handed down just as the so-called Crown Act took effect in Texas. The law bans discrimination based on hair texture or hairstyles associated with race.
CROWN stands for Creating an Open and Respectful World for Natural Hair.
Barbers Hill Independent School District says its dress code is not in conflict with the Crown Act and that protective hairstyles are permitted but must comply with the dress and grooming code, which states male students' hair will not extend at any time below the eyebrows or below the earlobes.
Because of his hair, they said that when let down, his hair is below his eyebrows, which they never seen his hair let down because, as you can see from pictures, from all the pictures, his hair is always up. So they just basically picking with my child.
In 2020, another student at the same school was banned from graduation over his locks. He sued and helped spur the movement to get the Crown Act passed. Experts say the Crown Act can be vague in some areas, and while hair length is not mentioned, it could be implied.
Length could be a way to discriminate against certain hairstyles without being openly discriminatory.
He's going to go to school every day. He's going to go to school in dress code, not violating a dress code.
The family's attorney plans to file a discrimination lawsuit and an injunction to get him out of suspension if he continues to be punished for his hair. The Crown Act took effect September 1st in Texas, but 23 other states have similar laws. Lionel Moyes, ABC News, New York.
544, 75 degrees.
Apple is out with its latest iPhone update. We're going to check out the newest features next, including one that deals with unknown number calls. And welcome back. It's 5:48. In your morning consumer headlines, a great start to the week for iPhone users. You can now update Apple's latest operating system. So the company says the update comes with a slew of new features. First, live voicemail. So messages will be transcribed while you're deciding whether or not you want to pick up that call. And if an unknown number calls you, it will go straight to live voicemail when you have the silence unknown caller setting turned on. And if you can't answer that FaceTime call, no worries. Callers can now leave a video message complete with emojis. Even autocorrect has a new upgrade. The keyboard learns your habits and starts adjusting to the way you talk.
Instacart's IPO is exceeding expectations. The grocery delivery company has shared prices of its initial public offering at $30, more than $2 higher than last week's filing. Instacart raised $600 million and is valued at nearly $10 billion. When the company begins trading on the NASDAQ today, it will trade under the ticker CART.
Time now, it's 5:49. Let's check back with our Stephen Cavazos.
I've been coasting over here. A lot of drivers hopefully are just keeping their focus and attention out on the roadways, although they are quiet. You're seeing behind me, we're seeing maybe just a few more folks out there this early in the morning getting the commute rolling as we get closer to 6 a.m. So thankfully no major issues are being reported, but as the minutes do go by, we start to see minor things pop up. I-10 eastbound at WW White Road, we have a stall that's been reported by TxDOT. It's not causing any issues, but the same trend does continue as we take a drive over here to Loop 410 eastbound there at Fredericksburg Road. And I'm still watching this stalled vehicle that's been reported along 410 westbound, or eastbound, pardon me, at Nacogdoches. You see it there on the map. But other than that, it's been a pretty quiet morning, guys. I haven't seen any other issues reported just yet, but you know, this is really the hour where things start to change. So we're enjoying these quiet roadways while we can. And if you have to hit the roads, just take your time. We'll watch things closely and help you get through your commute.
All right.
Is it Tuesday today?
It is Tuesday.
Oh, okay. The Tuesday traffic. I was going to say Tranquil Tuesday.
Yes,
it is
Tuesday.
Tuesday. So far, so good.
Yeah, not bad.
We'll take it.
Don't forget, coming up next month, and the countdown is still on for the eclipse, the solar eclipse, and this is the annular eclipse, which means the moon is at its farthest point in its orbit. So in the sky, it looks a little bit smaller, so it doesn't completely cover the sun, but there's going to be a ring left around there. So it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. And then, of course, next April, we've got the total eclipse. And again, 25 days. It is on Saturday, October 14th, late in the morning. And we've got the moon obviously moving in front of the sun. But again, it can't cover it completely. So there is that ring. Might as well, if you want to look at this thing, start shopping now for special solar eclipse glasses. Do not look at this as it's leading up to the eclipse or in the backside of it. Don't look at it with your naked eye because you can do damage to your eyes with that. So you need sunglasses. Do not work. You have to have special solar eclipse glasses for that. You've got just over 3 weeks to do your shopping, and then of course you can hang on to them for next April with that total eclipse. Beautiful picture over there at the Botanical Gardens. I love that shot there. Thank you very much for that picture. I know they're going to be doing some remodeling out there in the coming months. All right, we got a lot of clear skies starting off right now and a bit more humidity as well. As a matter of fact, dew point temperatures, sort of the measure of moisture in the atmosphere, how you figure out relative humidity. Here in town, it's up 6 degrees compared to yesterday. Yesterday was kind of pleasant, especially in parts of the hill country, but also in Kerrville, dew points up 6 degrees compared to what it was yesterday. And of course, the humidity will be dropping down somewhat later on this afternoon, but still, I mean, in some places it'll be in the 50s out there in portions of the hill country, but we're going to have enough sort of lingering around to where you are going to kind of notice the heat, not only just because it's going to be hot up in the mid 90s later on today, but a little bit of leftover humidity. So we are going to make it up through the mid to upper 80s already at noon. And again, just want to point out that the normal average high temperature is 89 degrees. We're already going to be there by early afternoon, and then we top off today at 96, well above normal, and that will continue to be the case all week long. The high, which had looked like it was going to try to weaken a little bit and sort of stay at a distance from us, well, is going to sort of work its way back on in here. So that's why it's going to be very hot throughout and getting hotter the rest of the week and going in toward the weekend. We are still looking at that big low and that big trough to dig out there, but this thing's pretty much going to be staying up there to the north. It does have a front associated with it, but it's not as though this front's going to have a real good shove in behind it. So it's going to work its way down in here and sort of run out of steam a little bit and just sort of linger in the area. There is one longer range computer model that tries to get this to push on through here, but a lot just aren't really putting this thing through with any good force or anything like that, which means we are going to be staying on the hot side, staying in the low 90s through a good chunk of next week. As the front sort of lingers in the area, it may touch off 1 or 2 showers around here, but I really wouldn't even get too excited about that. Perhaps later on Sunday, Monday, maybe a couple of extra clouds around here, but we stay very hot, mid and even upper 90s all the way through the weekend. Fall, I almost said summer officially begins. Summer's sticking around even through the start of fall. Fall officially begins early Saturday morning, but we stay in the mid 90s all weekend long, down to lower 90s Monday, but that's still about 4 degrees above normal.
It is.
And then mid 90s next week.
Well, I mean, we are acclimated right now.
That's true. Why change a good thing, right?
Well,
sure.
we'll just be even happier as the cold weather gets
once
here.
Again, God bless the eternal optimist, right?
You gotta love her. She really balances things out between the two of us.
That's true.
Yeah, 554, 75 degrees.
Let's look at your winning lotto numbers. Pick 3, 089. Fireball 6, Daily 4, 4137, Fireball 5.
Cash 5 numbers 9, 15, 18, 23, 24. Texas two-step 2, 9, 26, 34, and a bonus ball of 22. And Powerball 2, 21, 26, 40, 42, Powerball 9, Power Play 3. Well, ahead in the next hour, GMSA budget problems and fewer students mean shutting down schools in San Antonio ISD. What district leaders say needs to be done. Plus, a 12-year-old boy detained by SAPD for allegedly bringing a gun to school. What police are saying about that situation. And checking, we're behind on our video, so let's jump to TransGuide if we would, please. Thank you very much. Looking live at 410 at Ingram North. Traffic is looking pretty good so far. We'll talk to Stephen coming up in a matter of minutes.
Right now on GMSA, we told you about a San Antonio parent's worst nightmare, a girl seeing a phone's camera pointed at her in a dressing room. Why her parents are still searching for justice 1 month later. Plus,
this is by far the most dangerous drug I've ever seen.
A dire warning about children and fentanyl after 4 children were found unresponsive at a home-based daycare. How they got near the drug and the charges the operators are facing now.
And looking out there with live cam, not too bad for now. We're in the mid 70s. And if you're a fan of the summertime, well, we have some great news for you.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning to you, Rise and Shine. It is 6 a.m. on your Tuesday, September 19th.
Happy Tuesday. Thanks for joining us. And yes, fall officially starts Saturday early in the morning, but it won't exactly feel like it this
Mike
week.
says after that, pretty much forget about it for now. Mike Osterhage, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, hate to be kind of the bearer of bad news because yesterday it was looking a little more optimistic to have that front kind of coming on through here, and it's just not really looking that way.
It's not going to stick around, is it?
No, I mean, it'll kind of linger in the area, but it's not going to be, bringing in fall temperatures by next week. Right now, we've got a lot of clear skies out there, and it is definitely on the warm side. We are at 75 right now. The normal low temperature is 69 degrees, so still 6 above normal, and get used to that. That trend will continue with low temperatures and even high temperatures staying obviously well above normal. One of the reasons why temperatures are so warm, despite the fact we have those clear skies, these numbers are up. The dew points are now in the mid and upper 60s, even 70 there at Canyon Lake. Yesterday, remember, we were down around 62, 63 here in town, so it was a little more comfortable when you stepped outside. We had dew points down in the 50s in parts of the hill country. Not this morning. They will drop down somewhat this afternoon, however. Molds on the high side, fall elm, ragweed are low. We do have an ozone action day in effect for the metropolitan area heading up in toward Austin today. And temperatures are going to warm up through the 80s this morning, all the way up to 88 at noon, 89 being the normal high temperature. And then we're going to be a good 5, 6, 7, 8 degrees above normal across the board, making it up to 96 here in town. And it will get hotter over the next few days. What about that first day of fall? Is there anything that looks fallish in the forecast? Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, this is about the time when things started heading south the past few days.
They have, Mike, and hopefully we don't continue that pattern this morning because things have been great for drivers out there. 35 at New Braunfels, if you plan on hitting the roads, it's the same story. Pretty much just quiet out there, but you do see a few more folks, and it's always there at 37 at Pecan Valley, where the TransGuide really captures some of the folks that are waking up and heading right here to the Alamo City. East and westbound lanes at 410 near McCullough look pretty good, and as we get a shot there at 410 at Ingram North, looking a little bit busier now that people are awake and heading out the door and getting their day started. But as I mentioned, check those vehicles because the same problem continues here. I-10 eastbound at WW White, we have a few of those stalls reported. And the same problem also over here at 410 eastbound near Fredericksburg Road as we take that drive near Crossroads. These aren't causing any issues with traffic or delays, but you just want to be aware of what's out there as you get your morning commute rolling. The wide look at the map shows it's pretty quiet. That stall that we saw along 410 eastbound in Nacogdoches has cleared, so I'll get that clear from our map momentarily. And if you are heading into the Alamo City, it should be green across the board, especially from Seguin. 29 minutes along I-10 westbound, about 33 minutes along 87 northbound from Lavernia, and a 28-minute drive time for our friends down in Floresville. One last look at these TransGuide cameras at 35 at Space Center. It's been a decent morning so far and not too bad for drivers. We'll keep a close eye on things and I'll have another update for you a little later on. Steph.
Thank you, Stephen. New details this morning on a story that we first brought you last month. A San Antonio girl says someone recorded her in a dressing room at a La Cantera store. And as John Paul Barajas reports, her family believes that the store should also be held responsible.
I think he was recording me. I know he has me on camera. I saw his phone recording, and her voice is just shaking really bad.
It's a phone call one mother says she'll never forget. Her 14-year-old daughter called her from the Forever 21 at La Cantera, where she says she saw a phone pointed up at her underneath her changing room door.
Yeah, it's awful. It's awful. You can't take that back. You can't, rewind it. It's heartbreaking.
The woman asked that both she and her daughter remain anonymous. And as much as they want to forget going back to school shopping on August 11th, it's a day that continues to haunt her daughter.
She's feeling really bad about herself. She feels violated.
The 14-year-old took a picture of the man who she says is responsible. But KSAT is blurring his face because San Antonio police have not identified a suspect and no arrests have been made. Now the family's attorney, Adam Cortez, says they also want Forever 21 to be held accountable.
Forever 21 was aware of this man. They recognized him from his distinctive sneakers and had prior complaints about him, yet was still able to enter the store and enter the unisex dressing room. So that's a bit disturbing.
Now, Cortez says his clients have filed a claim with Forever 21 for negligence, but they hope they can come to an agreement without having to go to a lawsuit. We also reached out to Forever 21 yesterday afternoon around 4:30, but have not heard back yet. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
And today marks 3 years since the murder of a San Antonio teen. 17-year-old Sebastian Carpio was killed back in 2020. His body was found burned inside a stolen car. Now, 2 arrests have been made so far in the case. However, police believe more suspects could be out there. Carpio's mother still pushing for answers.
I have a purpose. Sebastian and I have a purpose, and our purpose is to get all these individuals accountable for their actions.
And you are asked to call Crime Stoppers if you have any information. That number is 210-224-STOP.
Happening today, the San Antonio Police Department Bomb Squad will be conducting training exercises. SAPD says you may hear the detonations, but there's no need to be alarmed. The exercises will take place between noon and 4 today at the SAPD Training Academy. That's off Southeast Loop 410 near Pleasanton Road. SAPD says there will be several detonations. In the morning headlines, a disturbing story from New York City shining a spotlight on the immense toll that the fentanyl crisis is taking on our country.
This time, a little boy died from exposure at a daycare. As ABC's Andrew Dimbert tells us, police officers, doctors, and community activists are trying to raise awareness about how quickly this drug can kill.
This morning, a dire warning about children and fentanyl.
This is by far the most dangerous drug I've ever seen. It's extremely, extremely potent.
Just days after 4 children were found unresponsive at this home-based daycare in New York, all were taken to the hospital and treated with Narcan, an opioid reversal drug. 3 survived, but 1-year-old Nicholas could not be revived. The boy's father says the family has been given no answers as to how the overdose happened. Police say they found a kilogram of fentanyl in the hall and traces of the drug near where the children had eaten lunch and beneath their sleeping mats. Police have arrested the daycare operator and her husband's cousin. Both are charged with murder. They say her husband fled the scene.
A tenth of the size of a fingernail can kill an adult. So imagine what it could do to a child.
Pediatric deaths from opioids are skyrocketing. In 2018, 381 children died of opioid poisoning. In 2021, that number more than quadrupled nationwide.
Unfortunately, we have seen cases involving kids in our emergency department. The real risk is ingestion, but as you know, kids walk around and are curious, and then they put their hands in their mouths.
And drugs from marijuana to heroin are being laced with fentanyl. And then there's these. Colorful fentanyl pills. Assigned drug dealers are now targeting younger buyers.
A recent study found in most child exposure cases, the victims orally ingested the substance rather than touching or inhaling it from the air. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
And here at KSAT, we are following fentanyl stories closely. If you can scan this QR code on your screen right now, it will take you to our Fighting Fentanyl tab on our KSAT.com. There we have a collection of stories about fentanyl, including how you can get free Narcan sent to your home and help someone who is addicted.
Gas prices have hit a new high for 2023. According to AAA, the average price for a gallon of gas is now $3.88. Analysts tell ABC News this is because of a combination of things like extremely high demand, but those same analysts think prices will drop as companies switch over to less expensive winter grades of gasoline. So how bad is it here in Bexar County? AAA reports the average price per gallon is $3.51, 7 cents higher than the statewide average, which is still considerably cheaper than the national average of $3.88.
Well, time now, 6:09 and 74 degrees for now.
Still to come on GMSA, the cost of using X could go up. Why Elon Musk says he could soon start charging people to use what most of us still call Twitter before 6:30.
And after the break, Hunger Action Month is underway and the Mission San Juan Farm is working to feed our community. How you can get involved in just moments.
Outside with live cam, if you're just now waking up or tuning in to KSAT 12, taking a live look at 410, waiting for the sun to come up on this Tuesday morning. You're watching Good Morning San Antonio.